The political right has developed an obsession with transgender people. This obsession is an attempt at compensating for a lack of good policy by creating a culture war. The political right has no serious solutions, so they fall back on culture wars, which they use to secure the support they need to implement their grotesque anti-worker policies. In recent years, the political right has repeatedly claimed that transgender people are grooming children. In recent years, the political right has repeatedly claimed that children are being mutilated in accordance with transgenderism. These are very common right-wing arguments. They pretend to be concerned about the children. They argue that children are being mutilated and sexualized. They argue that transgenderism is the cause. Personally, I oppose the mutilation and sexualization of children. Personally, I oppose needless surgeries and grooming. That is why I support increasing the age of consent and banning non-medical circumcision. If you take issue with grooming and mutilation, these are the two most important policies that you can support. Forget about transgender people. Increasing the age of consent to 18 and banning non-medical circumcision is the best thing you can do. These are the best two policies for preventing grooming and genital mutilation. Yet you will notice that the political right has no interest in pushing for these things. The right wing never so much as mentions these policies. They never argue for these policies. Many of them would probably be opposed to these policies. And that is because their moral panic has nothing to do with the well-being of children and everything to do with demonizing transgender people. They don't care about the children. If they did, these policies would be first priority. They care about demonizing transgender people. They are obsessed with transgender people across the board. Bathrooms, definitions, women's sports. They are obsessed with transgender people in every regard. They are only concerned with the well-being of children when transgender people are involved. Because they do not care about children. Children are to them merely a tool for demonizing transgender people. They don't care about children. Their hatred and prejudice undermines and destroys the capacity for serious good faith discussions about these issues. Their vicious transphobia makes it almost impossible to have a genuine, decent conversation about medical services for transgender people. They poison important conversation with their vile hate. And then they tell us they care about the children. Yet they have no interest in the simple policies that would most effectively eliminate mutilation and minimize grooming. It is pathetic. The right is obsessed with the transgender issue because they have nothing of substance to offer. They must create a mindless, hateful culture war. They must appeal to prejudice and stupidity in order to win votes. I must say, credit where it is due. I am pleased that the National Party has refused to stoop to this low. But New Zealand First knows of no such decency. They will say and do anything to get their hands on power. They will appeal to anyone to get their hands on power. These are rightoids. Again and again, they claim to be concerned about children being groomed and mutilated. If you are concerned about these things, there are two common sense policies. Raise the age of consent, ban circumcision. I support both of these policies, yet the right has no interest in them, because they are only interested in the well-being of children when they can weaponize support for children to attack and demonize vulnerable groups and to virtue signal to vicious idiots. The right is only interested in the well-being of children when politically convenient. It is pathetic and disgusting. The fixation with an anti-transgender culture war is pathetic and disgusting. It is a desperate attempt to compensate for a lack of serious solutions and good policies. If you are genuinely concerned about the well-being of children, there are two things you can do. Push for policies such as a higher age of consent and a ban on non-medical circumcision. refused to let serious discussions about medication be hijacked by prejudice and stupidity. The political right has failed on both counts.